2025 is the year Nike returned to the Super Bowl ad scene after 27 years of absence. This time, we didn't see Jordan's impossible jumps or LeBron James doing his magic. The brand decided to put women's sport in the spotlight for its big night of ad commercials. The social debate split between those who got fired up by the message and the ones who couldn't buy the oppressive patriarch ticket. Both missed the mark for what business is concerned. They gathered the obvious, but forgot to ask questions. Nike is a public company and every strategic move is profit-driven. On the most coveted commercial slot in the US, Nike chose the likes of Caitlin Clark and Jordan Childs to be the face of the brand. Yet, Nike's women's business accounts for only 41% of what men's revenue brings to the overall business. Don't be too quick to judge. The maths add up. Nike knows you. They know us all. What triggers us, what we purchase, when we purchase, the behaviors behind it, what gets us emotional, what things we find repulsive. They are sort of like Big Brother within reasonable ethical boundaries. We are all familiar with marketeers' tactics used to increase our basket size. Promotions, scarcity stunts, social proof claims. However, we are less perceptive of the psychology of branding. At key moments, the one thing missing is a push. Those discrete moves aren't taken out of instinct. The secret source of big brands' seemingly effortless success is purely based on data-driven marketing decision-making. Great ads are nothing but great data. Data informs tactical decisions including what they should sell, how they should sell it, and obviously when to push it. The Nobel laureate Daniel Kahneman, best known for the psychology of judgment and decision-making, famously identified two different systems that drive our thinking and our decisions. One is slow, more deliberate and logical. The other one is fast, intuitive, and emotional. The psychology of branding puts its effort on the latter. With So Win, Nike picked an all-female cast. Why them, why now? They are all thriving, and so it is the public's attention on women's sport. The pick of that roster in particular came after the analysis of tons of data on consumer behavior, brand perception, and innovation opportunities. And please keep an eye on innovation opportunities for connecting the dots moment coming soon. We often hear in interviews brand executives complimenting their consumer-centric marketing mix. By consumer-centric, they mean everything is fact-based.
If you made your dream a reality, you'd be loud too.
So in campaign premise, it's all about proving doubters wrong. Nike itself has flattered in the past 5 years. Super Bowl came at a time Nike is bouncing back from a cultural gap with the rise of Gen Z purchasing power. This is a generation who values authenticity, inclusivity, and ethical business. Not that Nike is completely barren of those qualities, but other competitors have been way more competent at conveying those promises, leaving Nike struggling to keep up. We can think of Lululemon, who built an empire by prioritizing the female athlete, whereas Nike's controversial decisions around Allyson Felix's contract or Kara Goucher whistleblowing story hinged the business. Sports and its promotion is much more than what happens on the pitch or on the court. It's about identity and the power of single stories. Nike is a master at exploring that on its commercials, but recently the brand has failed to adapt to the women's market at the same pace as some of its competitors. The Super Bowl bold move comes as a trust. In an emotional testimony, the brand presented itself ready to amplify the voices of women who are redefining the game and inspiring the next generation to do the same. So why now? Skeptics keep asking. Nike is in a race to reclaim the women's market, but any market which presents an opportunity to pivot, to be honest. Times are rough. Nike's after-pandemic decision to pull its products from multi-brand retailers was a big bet. But DTC and their exclusive stores did not pull out the weight with the same numbers, leading the brand into a loss in market share. Nike stock has underperformed. Shares slumped nearly 30% in 2024. December's report disclosed a net revenue fall of 8%, closing at $12.4 billion. All the while, they see Hoka and On Running eating their lunch. Nike's product strategy failed to keep pace with changing consumer habits. CEO Elliott Hill publicly admitted that the board is taking immediate action to assure that the brand delivers moments of Nike being Nike again. So, as anyone can sense, there is an urgency to reach new markets and new customers. Especially at these critical moments, big brands make use of data to design growth mapping, which highlights high potential opportunities for revenue growth. Women's sports are exploding. The 2023 Women's World Cup shattered viewership records. The WNBA has bagged its most watched regular season in 24 years and its highest attendance in 20 years. Caitlin Clark is turning heads as Rookie of the Year, and female consumers are driving spending in the fitness and athleisure market. Nike knows they need to win them back. Competitors like Lululemon, Athleta, and Adidas have capitalized on Nike's absence in the women's space. Elliott Hill is now playing catch-up. Contrary to some comments online, no, it's not a feminist trend to put women on the spotlight. It's the market moving. Nike is simply reclaiming its relevance. In sum, more than a statement, the Super Bowl ad served the company's strategic needs. To big brands, the power of data caters to answer one fundamental question: who is this person I'm selling to? Nike found its new blue ocean in the female consumer. Data defines everything from strategic position, price position, distribution channels, competitive differentiation, and of course, marketing strategy. Nike CEO set the current tone. The brand is going through the beginning of a turnaround. Not as a coincidence, in short 61 seconds, and yes, precisely in the brand's biggest budget commercial slot of the year, Nike brought brand delivery in line with its new customer needs and company strategy, address a fundamental shift in consumer behavior, optimize its brand positioning and message to meet its new target consumer needs, and especially provided a better understanding of the current customer sentiment and perception of the brand. That wasn't decided randomly. They know us and keep an eye on the pulse.
Nike's back.